Hey, hey, hey. All right, so I am continuing and live stream is working. It wasn't really working yesterday, so I kind of had to go and I had to record myself on Zoom and then upload the intro, but it's working. And YouTube needs to give 24 hours, I guess, to set things up. They're probably doing some background check. But anyway, welcome. This is day 2 of my 30 days of going live. I wanted to talk today about mastery and whether we're really focused on mastery or just busy work. Um, a lot of what I'm going to be talking about for the 30 days is reviewing some of the content from this 30-day planner that is focused on equitable, but really efficient, effective grading for students. And I'm glad that you are able to join me. So, welcome back. Yesterday, we looked at what was really in your gradebook, and today I want to zoom in on assessments. With this reminder, I want to remind you that assessments should always, always be a conversation about growth and not a judgment of worth. That's an anonymous quote that I found, but it is so, so powerful and so true. Okay. And so today we're going to look at hashtag mastery learning and hashtag equity in education to really see whether our assessments are measuring practice or are they measuring mastery. So here's the challenge. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to think about your assignments, right? Many of our assignments, when it comes to worksheets, some of the daily drills, some extra homework, they look like learning on paper, but what they actually don't do is they actually are not measuring mastery. They're measuring completion. So my reflection prompt for you, which is one of the reflection prompts in the planner, is to think of one assignment that you've used maybe recently, maybe today. I know many of you started school today. Some of you have been in school for a couple of weeks already. But I want you to think of one assignment that you've recently used or that you're even planning on using. And I want you to think about, does it measure mastery or is it more about busy work? And once you found that example, I mean, not only can you feel free to drop it in the chat, but I want you to think about it. And here's the key. The key is that we want to make sure that whatever standards we value, those are the standards that we are actually pushing towards measuring on a regular basis. We want to make sure that those standards students get enough practice in, and that practice does not necessarily need to be graded. That's the most important part here, right? Is that we sometimes take that practice and put a grade to it, but now that is going to impact a student's overall grade and potential access to future opportunities because of the grade that they've now received on something that should have been practice. I think, well, let me first check to see. I know it's pretty late to see if anyone dropped any comments. I'm using 2 screens, so you'll see me look off. That's actually where the visual of YouTube is, but I know that the camera's here, so that's why I'm trying to focus here. I just wanted it to be bigger over here for me and to enable me to have some key things and key points that I wanted to make sure I didn't miss. Let me see. Yes. Oh, I wrote down one of the examples that I wanted to give. I was thinking about some of the quizzes that I gave or assessments that probably were close to being more like exit tickets and more like practice, in-class practice, and yet I counted them fully toward a student's grade. And what that did was it actually misrepresented a lot of student learning, and that was one of the mistakes that I made early on, and a lesson that I had to learn over time. And I think the key here is that when we start to distinguish practice from mastery, that is going to then allow us to honor learning over performance, right? Listen, every grade tells a story. And so we want to make sure that it's a story that's worth telling. All right, I know it's late. Many of us have to get up early for school tomorrow, for work tomorrow. And so I hope you liked the content. If you did, join me tomorrow when we'll continue our conversation around effective grading in STEM or equitable grading in STEM. And thanks for checking this out. And I hope it was valuable, and I hope you find value in doing some of this work. All right, good night.